Bienvenidos a Vida en Forma, el programa que transforma tu vida. Muchos de ustedes nos han escrito en nuestras redes sociales que están muy interesados en conocer un poco más sobre cómo mantener esa salud de nuestro sistema óseo, la fortaleza en nuestros huesos, porque nada nos ganamos con tener unos músculos muy fuertes si están soportados en huesos débiles. Y para eso les traemos al PhD en medicina y científico Narain Naidu, nacido en la India, radicado en California. Dr. Narain Naidu, welcome to Vida en Forma. It's a pleasure to have you here with us.
Thank you so very much. I'm enjoying every minute of this interview.
And we are going to talk about one of your specialties, the bone health and bone strength.
Absolutely. I have been working for over 30 years on bone research, and we have made some significant advances and significant developments in bone health management.
Tell us first a little bit about your career.
My career, it started with the government of India in 1982. And then I was a professor, I was a researcher in Hungary. Then I was in Sweden. I was both in Uppsala at Biomedical Center, and then I was a professor and a researcher at Lund University and Malmö General Hospital. Then in 1992, I came to United States. I was a professor and a researcher at University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. Then I became a professor. From there, I moved in 1997 to California. I became a professor at California State University in Pomona. And I was a professor and director of a new Center for Antimicrobial Research, which I have built that center. And I'm the first director for that center. Then we went and built N-Terminus Research Laboratories. It is a private research laboratories. We got some of the best scientists, and I started doing research outside the university because some of this research has a lot of potential of developing patents and inventions, and we are going stronger and stronger in the last 15 years. We have more than 24 patents, and several patents are pending, and we have developed several technologies and several fields, both on cardiovascular, on gastrointestinal, and one of our major areas of research, and we have several patents, is on bone health.
And Dr. Narain, before we start talking about bone health, I would like you to share with us, you've done a lot of things in science and medicine. In a few words, can you say what you've learned, like a main message of what you've learned about the human body, like a conclusion of all your years?
Yeah, good you have asked that question, and my reply is going to be very, very honest. When I graduated, when I became from a student, when I started becoming a professional, I was always number one in my class. I thought I know everything. But as the years passed, this is true statement, I think you don't laugh at me. I feel now I know very little. The more the years have passed, and I have realized that there is so much more to learn. And what I know is a small little fragment of knowledge, thanks to my professors, thanks to my colleagues. And I have my own personal definition for an expert. An expert is a person who exactly knows what he doesn't know. If somebody asks me 10 questions, you ask me 10 questions, maybe I have answers for all your 10 questions. 9 or 10 questions I will answer. But I have thousands of questions, I have no answers. And I'm still searching for answers. So I'm more ignorant. So that is what I realized. My ignorance is much more bigger than my knowledge.
Than you initially thought, huh?
I initially thought I know everything, but no. I'm absolutely wrong. And every passing year has humbled me. Every passing year has shown me the reality that there is so much to learn. And now I have an ocean of knowledge in front of me. I have no idea. I'm still learning. It takes, I don't know how many lifetimes to learn.
And you started your career and you thought you learned, you knew a lot. And these years, after 30 years of hard work, you've realized something that you told me, a story that you told me before we started filming, that your understanding of God, or that superpower that drives all the subjects of your investigations. Could you tell us a little bit about that story?
In the very beginning when I came in, I think I believe only in science and technology, because I believed so much in science and technology. But as the years passed by, when I have done research, everything looks like so systematic, so precise. The nature, the human body, each reaction in your human body is so precise. And it cannot be just a normal chemistry, or it cannot be a normal medicine. It is a program that runs the whole, the phenomena called life. And that is beyond our understanding, beyond our comprehension, and probably we'll never ever understand it. And that is the time you believe that, oh my God, I think who is the programmer? Somebody must have programmed it so brilliant. And here, for the last thousands of years, everybody who thinks that he is smart, and there are more than 160 Nobel Prizes given in medicine, and so in chemistry, so in other fields of human development. Nobel Prizes, a lot of accomplished people. Still we don't understand it. Means the programmer could be damn intelligent. To give you an example, computer program is binary. Between 2, 0 and 1, that is a binary. You can program and you can put so much of data, you can put, I don't know how many terabytes, or you can put so much of information with only 2, binary. Our life is created with quadrant, 4. The DNA is made with 4, not 2. Even 3 could have been impossible. With a computer scientist, IT technology cannot even come with 3. And somebody came up with a program with 4, and that existed for this millions of years. And that humbles me. That makes me look like stupid. I don't know anything about science.
And Dr. Narain, I've known you also because of your musical compositions. How comes that a scientist with so much work, and you have like 4 companies, how do you find that you end up composing music? How did that came to your life?
I like music and fine arts. I also paint. I also do art, and fine arts I do. Because fine arts are something that you do with your sense. You have control on it. I can control music, what I want to create. I can control painting. I can control what I can do as a fine art. But I have no control on science, or no control on anything outside. Many times when I do my experiments, not all my experiments are successful. Sometimes I work very hard for 6 months and the experiment is a failure. And I need to have something to put that happiness, as you call, that peace in me. So that is the time. Whenever I have a hard work, whenever I have a tough day, I get into my studio and I compose music, or probably do some painting. And I exactly know that time what I wanted to put there. And it is me who can do it. So that's the reason I do music. I compose symphonies. And I also do films. And I do paintings. And that actually restores the faith in me that I can create something. And that's very, very important. Science is also creating things, discovering and inventing. But fine arts is the one that gives me a lot of peace. It is not satisfaction or happiness, it gives peace. Fine arts gives me peace. a kind of relationship with myself.
And you see now the body as a musical composition, as a symphony. You mentioned me before.
Yes, I think whenever you try to, for example, listen to your heart, even your heart can be an artist too. If you try to do your electrocardiogram, if you try to put these things and you go to your cardiologist, your heart goes on drawing beautiful lines, and it tells you whether, so systematic those lines, it tells you whether your heart is beating properly or not. Put here electroencephalograms, it will tell you how your brain waves are working. So our body is not only a musician, but it's also an artist. So when you see those, that's how you diagnose. Nowadays, lot of techniques that we try to understand life, understand our health. It is based on whether it is radiology or whether it is imagery. Everything is based upon art. You see the human body as an art, and you say, oh, this is not right. The heart is not beating properly. Everything is done by rhythm, sound, and by the image. That is how the diagnosis is done too, by music and by art, isn't it?
By art and balance.
Absolutely.
And a very interesting sense of beauty, because like diseases are ugly, like health is like beauty, like
Absolutely, David. I don't say diseases are ugly. Diseases are something what you do to yourself, and what sometimes consciously, subconsciously, sometimes what the environment does for us. And so if you go and treat life with respect, if you treat other lives with respect, I'm not talking about just human beings. Treat your plants, treat your animals, treat your birds, everything with respect. We are all connected. Because we cannot live by ourselves. Our food and our subsistence is coming from the life around us. If you respect that, there will be a harmony. There will be a beautiful melody. And that is what health is. Health is not individual. There are two types of health. Health is your health, your personal health, and the health around you. If everything is healthy around you, you will be healthy too.
Dr. Narain, tell us a little bit about your discoveries about bone health.
You know, bone is it is not just a bone that is sitting there in your body. Bone is a dynamic structure that every minute something is going in and going out. Bone does two opposite functions, the yin and yang. That is, bone deposits calcium and releases calcium. In other words, bone bank, you have bone formation and bone resorption. Most of the technologies that are available right now in the world for treating bones, whether it is for osteoporosis or for anything else, they only take care of bone resorption, anti-resorptive medications. What we discovered is a technology that handles both aspects of bone, which was never there. And this technology is called RELF technology, ribonuclease enriched lactoferrin technology. We have performed two major human clinical trials on this technology. And this technology, we have done these trials with public universities, two major public universities in California. It is a double-blind, randomized clinical study on post-menopausal women, and the results were published in two very well-known medical journals. And then, based on this technology, we designed and introduced a product. Globally it is known as Osteodens. In Latin America, it is known as Odens. And this particular product is launched, and it is right now being distributed by a company named Nikan. In Latin America, this Odens is distributed by Nikan Latin America. And today, and for the next 2 weeks, I'm here in Latin America to talk about this technology, especially in Colombia and in Mexico, in several cities.
And how can we benefit from that, and how do we use that medicine?
This one, it takes care of both bone formation, it increases the bone formation, and it optimizes the bone resorption. That means you can build your bone density, and that is the technology. And that means individuals who are having any problems with the bone density, this particular technology can help regularize or optimize the bone metabolism. At the same time, this technology can optimize the delivery and the deposition of calcium into your bones. And thirdly, and most importantly, this technology can also perform in your bone joints. We call it as a synovial cavity or synovial fluid or synovial joint. There it can go and rebuild the cartilage, because this technology can stimulate chondrocytes, a special type of cells that can build cartilage in your bone joints, so that we can also address the issue of arthritis, both types of arthritis, both osteoarthritis as well as rheumatoid arthritis. So that is the advantage of this particular technology, and this technology is launched and doing very well with NIC and Latin America.
Dr. Naidu, and what practices can we have in our daily life to improve and to keep strong bones?
That's a very good question, David, and everyone has to know that the bones work with the principle of use it or lose it. So you have to use them regularly. That means you need to have a good lifestyle, that you are doing continuous exercises and you are putting your bones to good work. And the bones can be as strong as they could with the diet you eat, the food you eat, because your calcium and your bone nutrients have to come from your food. So there are certain foods which are calcium rich. For example, eat your salads, especially kale. It has a good amount of calcium. And then you go into something like spinach and those kind of leafy vegetables. They have your salad and some of your leafy vegetables has very good calcium. Then you go into your cheese. Cheese has a good amount of calcium. So is your tofu and so on. Try to eat calcium-rich foods. And you can't do two opposite things to keep your health. You cannot do certain things that will adversely affect your health. Don't smoke. Smoking is injurious not only to your overall health, to your lungs, but also to your bones. And drinking soda. Soda can interfere with your calcium metabolism. So don't drink. I know Colombia is great for coffee, but don't drink too much of coffee. And of course, alcohol is always a little bit of this thing. Having a nice glass of wine is fine, but if you try to drink too much of alcohol as an alcoholic, then you'll have bone health issues. These are some of the things that everybody has to practice, David, to keep their health. Your health can be as good as you can walk and you can carry yourself with dignity and with elegance, because we are the only species on this planet who are bipedals, who can stand up straight on 2 feet and can go from point A to point B. No other animal does that. So for us to be standing on our feet and to be that special species on this planet, take care of your bones.
Dr. Naidu, thank you very much for sharing. Esperamos que hayan disfrutado mucho de este especial de Vida en Forma, hablando sobre lo que nos soporta en la vida, nuestros huesos y cómo mantenerlos saludables. Ahí tienen unos buenos hábitos, unas buenas prácticas y unas buenas ideas también para los que quieran tener algo adicional de calcio en su cuerpo, cómo lo pueden suplementar.